Welcome to part 4. So I've just spent a good half an hour to 45 minutes pressure washing these awning rails after spending the entire day yesterday chipping out the old putty, and I've managed to straighten them a little bit. So if you're ever concerned that they're getting really bent as you're taking them off, they're really easy to straighten out, and when you screw them back onto the van, the rest of any bends will come straight out as you screw them down. So yeah, as you can see, they're much cleaner on both sides, but we still are going to have to get some solvent, let's get that to focus, in there just to get the last bits off. But yeah, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Either WD-40, alcohol, or this special solution. I'll show you that. So this is the stuff, no nonsense sealant remover. You just paint it on and it comes away. So that's a really good thing. We bought one tub yesterday, I think it was $4.99 from Screwfix. I'm just going out to buy some more. Right, it's the next day since the first minute of the video, and there have been some developments. In actual fact, these awning rails aren't going to be going back on. I spent the best part of yesterday cleaning the fronts and the backs, so the backs were completely smooth, ready for going back on. There you go. As long as this bit's smooth and this bit, and there's no residue on here, then we should be good. And the reason the rails aren't going back on today is because this section isn't actually connected. Our next door neighbour luckily used to work on trailers and motorhomes, and he said it's not too much work to actually take this entire aluminium skin off so you can seal this properly before putting the awning rail on. So we're going to do that. Obviously there's rain coming tonight, so Sam's up on the roof currently reinstalling the roof rails. So as you can see, there's putty there.
Which will take that side and that side.
Yeah. So you can't go away with one strip, it's going to have to be 2 strips side by side because it's not wide enough.
And they had to put it underneath in the gap as well.
Underneath in the gap too. Just getting ready for putting the screws
as high as this bit.
You've got a bit of an overhang here on your...
Oh yeah.
So I think that might actually be in the wrong place. Don't need to criticise.
That's fine.
But I'll show you yesterday what we fitted. We fitted this skylight. That's the butyl tape putty underneath, all the way around the edge. As you can see, screwed in.
I've siliconed it.
With nylon washers around to spread the pressure on the actual, what's this called? Polycarbonate.
Yeah.
So it's a twin layer polycarbonate sheet, not actually clear glass. I'll show you inside in a second, and obviously run around with silicone as well. Cover up these holes because you don't want water getting in here, because that'll cause a mess and mold and mildew within the 2 panes. There's the old one. We can actually reuse this polycarbonate sheet that's on top of that. We'll find use for that somewhere. I found out why the nails were coming through. Someone had repaired the top bunk into the wall and used screws too long, so it must have come away from the wall, and instead of just putting wider screws into the wood, they thought it'd be a good idea to put longer screws, so that's why they came through. We've also noticed, I don't know if you can make out there, someone's used nails at some point to put this front fiberglass skin on, so they need to come out. But as I say, this entire wall's coming out. With a moisture meter earlier, we figured out that indeed this side of the van is nice and dry. There's no damp in this wall at all. It is all localised to the front. So yeah, that's where the screw was coming through, the other 2 there, and it was the top bunk. And all I'm going to do today is actually just put some tape over these holes because we haven't got any filler, and we want to make sure it is watertight. So I'm going to put some tarp over the front for tonight. We're going to put tape over the little holes where we find them on the side, ready for filling in at a future date, and also put tape around where we were going to put our awning rail, even on this side too, because after the rain we're going to damp test it again and see how things are. But this seems okay. I don't think we're going to have to take this side skin off. That seems fine. Maybe at the front. I just saw some liftage on the front. There we go. That's actually lifting out. That could do with rebonding. But that, we can just take the front off for that. Probably loosen it, lift it. I don't know. Our expert next door will tell us the best option. Let me just show you that skylight inside. So there we go. That's the top bunk out. All the cushions are currently being stored in here. Well, I've got some there as well. I needed a bit of space to actually get the top bunk out. I've pulled out this piece of wood up here today, cut that out with a multi-tool, and then when Sam does the roof rail, I'll put some wood behind here so she's got something to screw into, just as a temporary measure. This is bone dry, this bit of wood, so going to cut. Obviously we'll have that straight, put a new piece of wood in, but this skin has to come off because it's the only real way of getting rid of all this old rotten wood. Seems pretty dry up here. It is showing up on the moisture meter as damp, but once we've got the dehumidifier running in here, obviously this wall on the moisture meter shows as damp, all of that, and obviously this front left side of the van. I believe the hole in the cupboard, I don't know if I can show you that, there you go. That's directly opposite where Sam's currently working, putting the new rail in, so when the dehumidifier is being running, we can see if that's going to dry out for us. Right, I think that's it for now. Oh, let me just show you the other side of the skylight actually. There you go. We've had the moisture meter on here, no problems whatsoever, so that's good. Probably just going to run some silicone along this side as well, and on this face might be a good idea, next door neighbour says, to paint some silicone on there, just in case anything ever does come through, and for condensation, just to seal it in. I did want to put that blind back up into that section so we can actually close off the light. Or we'll be waking up at the crack of dawn wherever we are. I have to put a blind in or something, but if I can reuse that. The only problem is where the screw holes are, it's too far in. It's screwed into the other blind. It doesn't actually screw in to here, which is where I need it to screw in. But it could just be a case of trying to make some new holes here around the edge, but that's a future date job. That's not pressing at all. Obviously what is pressing is taking this wall out. Tomorrow the plan is to remove all this furniture so we can look behind. I'm going to leave that bench there, but this bench is going to come out. Obviously all of the wall skin's got to come out, the kitchen's got to come out in order to take the side of the caravan off. I'll be back with an update when we have one. So there we go, that's all taped up. Little hole there taped up. That's taped up because that's where the light goes. Found some holes here. Well, I should say Jason found the holes. One there, 3 up there, another one there. Oh, there's another one that needs tape on it. Just installed this light. Just put silicone behind it, put it on, screwed it into place. But the screw holes and where the wire came through were in a completely different place to the old one. So we've got a little hole there that needs filling. The other screw hole is actually behind the lens. So yeah, that's that sorted. I can't actually connect the spade connectors inside because when they were connected it was pushing the lens out. That's a job for the son-in-law Joey, he can do that. New spade connectors on there please Joey. So we've actually taken this off and redone it because it wasn't going on very well, was it? There was bends in it and
it wouldn't bite at the edges.
No, but that's much better now.
I've trimmed all the spare boot will tape off. It's just ready for silicone.
So that's this side all taped up. That's much better than an awning rail. We don't need an awning rail at all now. We've got tape. No, it's just a temporary measure, so we can double check after the rain's been that this side is still dry and it's not coming in anywhere else, and we don't have to take this side of the van off either. But fitting the awning rails, we may as well do both sides together, and we're away off doing the other side, so it can stop just like this for now. And there's the front of the van all taped up, because there's no window seals in, and that'll keep it from getting water in. I think I'm going to bring the dehumidifier down now, because this is pretty much sealed, and we can get that running and dry the thing out. There we go, got the dehumidifier running now, and set the pipe out through to the floor, because there's a hole in the floor there from where the shower tray used to go to. Sam screwed in the holes, and I've just put a bit of wood behind, as you can see. If it'll focus. There we go, and another one back there. So there we are. That's all sorted. It's a lot darker in here now because the front's all taped up. But yeah, nearly done for the day. Everything's sealed, it's just a case of leaving it. Rain can come now.